Brother Varun, thank you for coming on and talking about Practitioner Empowerment course. Yeah, thank you for your time today, mate. We're just recording this the week after the Practitioner Empowerment course. You've had a good week, by the sounds of it, from what we were speaking about before the call. So yeah, just thank you for coming on just to share a little bit about your experience. I'm just going to go through a few questions and yeah, we'll see where we go. So first off, yeah, I'd just love to hear just like a little bit about yourself. I know that you work with helping people with their healing process. So yeah, what do you do, brother?
So I'm a personal trainer and I'm also starting to be a yoga teacher. So I'm using different tools and modalities to support people integrate a healthy lifestyle, really. So I'm coming from a background of personal training, and then through my own journey, going deeper into working with the mind, the body, emotions, and that's why the course really resonates with me and supported me a lot in understanding myself, because I think the more we understand ourselves as practitioners, um, it's a lot easier. It flows a lot easier when we sit with our clients and we connect with them. So I guess understanding our own story is very important, and understanding the client story and reading maybe a little bit beyond what they're telling us. They're always coming maybe with something physical, but there's always something a bit more there. So I'm constantly understanding a bit more, and through my work with yoga and Feldenkrais recently, just understanding the subtlety of the body, and maybe some things just need to be very gentle for some individuals, and also with finding programs that really fit people and their personalities. Like discipline is obviously very important for making change in your life, but how can we speak to their values? And I know a lot of the work you do in the course is connecting to our dream and to our heart, and even just asking the questions at the beginning, because sometimes there can be a feeling, but to really like put it into imagery and into something solid can take some time, and it's a beautiful process. But as we ask ourselves, we can ask clients like, why do you want to maybe improve your body? Why do you want to lose weight? What makes you want to have more energy? Once we have a bit more of that, then the compliance from the clients is a lot easier. That I find they come asking questions, and they're a lot more invested in their growth. It's not like they're being forced like an old paradigm, like you do all the work for me. It's more like let's work together, and we've been through this together. We're going through different things, and we're growing it in different places. So always learning from everyone in the group, on the course, yourself, and from my clients. And there was one thing that you always say is like we sort of attract the clients to reflect back what we're working from or what needs to be seen. So just having that awareness wherever I am in my environment, even if not everyone's my formal client, I feel like I can be somebody who's supportive of the community as well. So giving them guidance if they require it, or just pointing them in the right direction. So and my goal is to move more into retreat space, so working with clients in a more intimate container where we can go deeper into process, where people can connect with more of their expression and also their healing process. So there's a little bit about me.
Ooh, thank you very much, brother. Thank you. So good to have you on the course, because we've been friends for years now as well.
Yeah.
So good to walk this journey with you. Yeah, I mean, how was your experience generally on the Practitioner Empowerment course, bud?
So the thing that I found really valuable was us meeting pretty much every week. It says checking in, and a lot of us are doing a lot of studying outside of the course, and some people have family, kids, or other commitments. But just checking in with one and each other, and seeing having that sense of community around personal things, and more about the body, the mind, things that maybe we haven't discussed. Maybe we've come from a place where we did a 6-week course or a couple of refresher courses, but I think the goal is really connecting and liaising with the community, and discussing through these topics. So and then and a lot of what I really enjoyed is the archetypal and astrology work, really understanding ourselves, the people in the group, and our clients, like speaking to them in language that will support them. and helping them understand maybe what their path is, and how health is really important for that path. And I love how much value you've given us and you've delivered to us. And I always really enjoy it. And personally, I've got a lot more confidence speaking with people through the course. I think the group work and participation is amazing. And it's really taught me maybe how I can maybe work with clients as well, like having these modules of education where people can go deeper into the topics, but it comes alive when people are discussing it and relating it to their personal lives and their clients and maybe even their family and friends. Like that's where the gold is with all of the information. And I'm still going over a lot of the content because it's just so rich. And I'm a different person to when I started the course, so seeing where I'm at and how I can relate to it, and it's been taught in such a nice way, so I can actually apply it with a client. So right now in half an hour, because it's very accessible, and you and the group have been very supportive. So we've been asking questions in the group about maybe challenging clients or challenging cases, and everyone's very happy to help rather than like there's almost no scarcity in the group. It's everyone's very abundant, and everyone's client is everyone's client, and it's a real sense of a beautiful community. So I'm excited to see where the empowerment coaching goes and the Phoenix coaching goes in the future.
Oh, man, me too, and yeah, the live sessions were also my favorite part. Just when everyone's pairing off and talking amongst each other, and just hearing some of the openness and some of the vulnerability and some of the sharings, it was just like really just an honor to be witnessing. So I'd every single session it would be like, oh my god, this is amazing what's being shared here. And yeah, I love that you touched on the group, because we've created like a really nice little community. And yeah, like I love that, like well, you said like one person's client is actually everyone's client. And because like we're all coaches within this, and like having this pool of coaches to bounce ideas off or ask questions to, is it's going to be really valuable. So yeah, yeah. So like so yeah, thanks for sharing that, bud. And a, a lot of the course, like it's kind of been a balance between technical nuts and bolts. Here's what you do in this protocol, and here's how you coach this, balanced with a lot of personal development for not just the practitioners, but I've been developing a lot through it as well. So like I want to ask you, what kinds of themes were coming up for you, and what kinds of themes did you move through with the help of the course?
One of the main themes was just observing my own motives, because I think it's quite a big thing, to check where we're coming from and what we really want to share. What was the energy, and what can we share without maybe selling ourselves short or overselling ourselves. So coming more into integrity, and also honoring the timing of my personal journey and what gifts I can bring. So it's something that is really trying to think how to say this. I guess it's knowing what I can what I need to work on personally, and becoming my client over and over again each day. Knowing what I practice and what I can actually share. So it's always a good reminder. And each of the aspects of the course with the archetypal work and the astrology just reveals another layer of maybe how our nature is, and how we can use that to support ourselves, and maybe work with different clients. Because if we're maybe very dynamic in our approach, then maybe using that to our advantage, maybe working with people to really encourage them, really push them forward, and motivate them. If it's someone a bit more grounded, then really supporting accountability and grounding, and checking in, because sometimes it's working with the elements again. Like I guess the earth element would be very grounded, and the practical would be like checking in with our clients, and then checking in with ourselves. Fire would be to motivate ourselves and empower ourselves. And I guess that one of the main themes of the whole course was about empowerment that goes hand in hand with self-esteem, and how being okay to pat yourself on the back and say you're moving in the right direction. Because I feel like sometimes collectively we may think people are very scared of coming straight into arrogance from like poor me straight into arrogance, but there can be this healthy development of identity and ego, saying like, yeah, I show up, I am learning each day, but I have something to share because it's working, and it can maybe help someone reduce their suffering, or reduce the timeline, or help them connect with their body, mind, emotions, relationships in a healthier way. So a lot of it has been going through me, and then I've had my own process of I mentioned checking my intentions, so really like detaching from the outcome and serving in a different way, like still doing probably more work, but just not attached to it. So coming from a place where of service where I don't need to do anything as such, but I choose to from a place of love, and everything will fall into place. And there's many rewards beyond just financial. Just working with clients is such a rewarding thing to do. Understand somebody, and because I know personally, I've been supported by yourself as one of your clients in the past, and other people, and just sometimes dropping a couple of seeds, working with people, and then when you see them start to turn on their own healing mechanisms and build up confidence, is it's literally like magic. It's like an amazing thing to see. So it's special, and I see everyone in the group growing, and they're sharing more about so many different things, different interests, and I think that is an expression of health. And sometimes when people think about personal training, they start to look at just the body, but again, we're looking at so much more than that. Like to have a really vibrant, beautiful life. So it's helping me understand how I can bring that to the forefront, and what I need to do. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, beautiful! Thank you so much for your sharings, mate. Yeah, this is like good reflection for me to listen to as well, because it's just like through doing this course, it's like, it's always just like, how will this go, or will this be received okay, and just to hear that you stepped into things in this way, and we're at a time whereby I think the world is inherently quite in a disempowered place at the moment, and you know through the events of the last year, and I think that people, especially within the realm of health, they're looking for people to instruct, to guide, and by being in our empowerment, we can teach others to be in that as well, move towards that place themselves. Um, so yeah, what I'd like to ask next, what were your biggest takeaways from the course, please, buddy?
Biggest takeaways are, I guess, some of the more practical things are some things I find more challenging. Um, so really looking at marketing in a different way. You mentioned this really beautiful thing on the course, like marketing is an extension of your heart. So it's like not looking at the old conditioning or what we've been told maybe, or what we've allowed to soak into our mind, but just seeing how our business can be very conscious and support many people. So and I feel like everyone in the group is either doing that, or they're pushing forward to bring that to the world. So that is one of the really big takeaways, is like seeing it as somebody who's trying to evolve as an individual, using the beautiful landscape of a business and helping others as my own spiritual involvement. So I can see that maybe in the past I was too shy, but then again that's a reflection of like somebody could be missing out on your health, or somebody could be really supported by that. So reframing things in a more positive way, and also seeing that there's a sometimes doing stuff out all the stuff that we do in our personal life is reflecting in our business. So sometimes just keeping yourself in a good place, following the practices, keeping well is at the core of it all. And people can pick up when somebody is looking after themselves and they're compassionate. It can be quite rare in the society because there's a lot of people unfortunately exhausting themselves and coming into burnout, and it's like an unsaid norm. Like we have this weird thing about working hard, but the course is all about working smart and raising your vibration, talking about frequency and how our energy and our state, how we bring that to the world if we're working with groups or clients, or even if we're doing more media based things like courses, and how we show up in the world is the magic really, because the rest is important. It's the practicalities, but how we implement it and share it is more important as such. Because then we're literally modeling the behaviors that we hope for our clients to have. Like hopefully they'll be a bit more compassionate and gentle with themselves, because sometimes when people want to lose weight, they're very aggressive. They want to do it maybe for somebody else, but really coming into a place of love and being like, why do I want to do this for myself? Yes, my partner and family may appreciate it, but I'll have more energy and maybe I'll have more confidence, and I can enjoy my body, my mind, my health, and then it opens up so many doors. This path of working with the body, the mind, and health. That's why I'm very passionate about yoga and meditation, because they're going into beyond the limits. So we don't even know what's for us until we start sometimes letting go of what we think was for us, and tuning into that subtlety, and the work that you do and Check does. Just aligning the body allows you to live in a lot more ease and to do things like meditation, which sometimes for people seem very hard, but when there's less pain in the body, then there is this longing to enjoy relaxing, and maybe you won't avoid sitting or whatever choice of meditation you use. You'll almost crave it from a deeper place, like if it's dance or mantras or something, music, or even just standing by a tree, whatever it is for you. When your pain is reduced, then there's a lot more exploration, curiosity, and fun to be had. So that's some of the takeaways.
Wow, that's a really beautifully put, bud. Thank you, and yeah, I mean, I guess that brings up. I think like a lot of coaches kind of get into the mind frame of like thinking it's all about what I know, and I always need to kind of like chase this new knowledge, or I won't be able to help the person until I know this and that. Which the knowledge is important, but I think so much of the relationship that we have with people in a coaching container is through connection and who we are and what we're offering vibrationally within to that person, because as you say, they're learning from us at all times, everything from how we're carrying ourselves, our posture, what kind of time we're going to bed, how we're living our lives. It's all of these things that the client is picking up on, maybe without realizing that they're picking up on it, because it's kind of like they're getting our transmission. So being in a good place within ourselves to be able to transmit whatever we're here to transmit, and that connection, is like I think in the very nature of us being in the helping and healing professions, we're big-hearted people, and I think a part of the healing response does come through that connection, does come through that love that we have and that we share with our clients, and not just our clients, but all of the people in our lives, because really I think we are all on this journey of love at the end of the day, and learning how to shed the things that are kind of blocking us from loving to greater degrees ourselves and others. So yeah, thank you, brother. And my last question is, would you recommend this course to other coaches and therapists?
Yeah, of course, I would definitely recommend it to everyone. Really, yeah, it's because there's so many aspects of personal development as well. I think anyone can benefit from it, and especially coaches and practitioners working with food, the body, or exercise. Anyone who has aspirations to be healthy or is in the health field can benefit from this, because how we understand ourselves and what is to be healthy. And the course really helps that with the work of the archetypes, knowing how to also work with assessments and things like that, then we can really have a lot of confidence to support people. And I think there'll be a lot more flow and connection with our clients when we're in the, like you said, the knowledge is very important, but also us being in the right place. And this course really gets you in the right place, because as you understand maybe who you are and what your role is to play on this journey we're going through in life, there's a lot more flow. And because initially when I was personal training, it was like I needed to do everything by myself. The course was great for what it was. It was very short, and looking back at it, that's I believe most practitioners get most of their knowledge and most of the value that they have is from their daily practice and their implementation of what they have. Because that's personally what I look for in practitioners is we can get knowledge from all over the internet, but somebody who's really walking the walk. And this course helps you walk the walk. And you're in a group, so you're not walking alone. Nobody's ahead or behind. Everyone's walking side by side, and they have different gifts. And again, I said that's that line, like each client is everyone's client, really. And then if we really approach that, like maybe we can pass on, if we really want to support the clients, how can we help them in different ways? Maybe we can refer them to a friend, or maybe get a second opinion, or work with them in a different setting. So it's a really progressive course and a different way of thinking. It's not something that's so common in many fields. I think it will. This is sort of like one of the first starters, of course, to because a couple of my friends have created organizations and they had these big ambitions, maybe pre-pandemic, and I feel like now is a real time to really share these things, come together in a community, like possibly how our ancestors operated. There's a hint of this ancestral healing, indigenous way of doing things, where we look way beyond the superficial level. So this course is great, and I've enjoyed it so much. I'm sure I'm going to work with Jess in multiple capacities in the present and the future. And I've made some friends for life, and there's so much material for me to review and implement. It doesn't feel like I need to do it. It's made in such an organic way that you can revisit it and then see what sticks, what resonates with you, and work with it in quite a light way, because in the way that it's more discussion based. It's not so heavy. It's not like you're watching 10 hours of lectures and you're like, I don't want to do this. It's a really fun, enjoyable course that I'd recommend to anyone who's out there and wants to maybe learn about themselves or become more well-rounded practitioner. Well, thank you.
Oh, brother, I got like goosebumps all up and down my arms. Like, thank you so much for such kind words. I really appreciate it, and really appreciate you, mate. Like, having you on this course has been an absolute joy and a pleasure. And also as well, I want to say a big thank you as well. I think in terms of the work, the extra help that you gave the group in terms of the astrology, because we went through a course of astrology, and we started studying astrology together a few years ago, and you're very knowledgeable on astrology, and in fact you do readings for people as well. So if anyone's watching this video and is interested in an astrology reading, I can highly recommend Varun. But yeah, thank you for your help, because like there were some, especially like at the start of the course, when people were like just starting to get their heads around the concepts, and you came in and were like a real help. And as I said to you before, I was tactically putting people with you who I knew needed like a little bit more support with the astrology. So yeah, thank you so much for your input and your really valuable insights and knowledge in not just that area but all areas. I always look forward to your shares. So yeah, thank you, brother.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you for your time, mate. And yeah, man, let's keep walking. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, let's keep walking, partying, dancing.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. All right, love, brother. See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.